Hi everybody, welcome to today's video. We are doing the February Bargain Bead Box 2023 edition. For this video though, I've decided to break it down into a couple of parts. Probably part 1 and part 2, could be 1, 2, and 3, I'm not really sure. I just found that with these pieces that I've made with this collection, the videos are going to be a little bit longer because of the tutorials that I've done for them. For this first piece, it's the first piece that I made with the collection. It is a little longer. It's going to be a little longer of a video because of the tutorial that I'm doing. So that's why I'm breaking everything down a little bit. So there will be 1 or 2 more videos to follow pretty close behind because I'm already started on the other pieces, or just about done the other pieces. But for this piece here, there is a longer tutorial for it. I've done it very simply and in PDF format, so you can pause the video anytime you need to have a look. And I try to explain as clear as possible how I made this pendant. So without further ado, let's get into this video. Okay everybody, this is the first piece that I have finished with the February Bargain Bead Box 2023 edition. I'm going to be doing my regular PDF tutorial right here on the video here. This one is not hard to make, but it takes a few steps to actually get it done. So I'm going to go through all the beads that I did use for this out of the collection, and then we will get right to the mini tutorial. So I used the number 1, that's a 3mm faceted rainbow fluorite beads. That's 2 of them right here, so you can see in the bail, 1 there and then 1 on the other side to make up the bail. Number 4, I used 8.5 by 4mm crystal drop beads. I used 2 of those right here, again on the bail. I used a 6 by 4mm crystal rondo beads in violet mix. This is number 5 on your list, and I used 6 of those right here. I used a 23 by 31mm stainless steel rhinestone dragonfly pendant, and that's this one here. So you can see it has a little rhinestone in there. Isn't that pretty? I used a 21 by 13.5mm faceted amethyst brass teardrop pendant. This is number 12 on your list, and this is this one here. I just used the one. I used a 10 by 15mm dragonfly spacer bead. That would be this guy here. I used a 17 by 17.5mm dragonfly charms, and I used all 6 of them. So that's these ones here right around the edges here. And I used the 8mm frosted crackle agate beads. These are dyed and heated, and I used 6 of those. And those are number 15 on your list. And I used 11/0 seed beads, half round wire, to finish off the drop bead and the spacer bead here, and 11/0 seed beads for the rest of it. I also used 3 5mm jump rings to hold the chain to the pendant. For the chain, I used my own stainless steel chain. This chain is a little bit more dainty than the curved chain we got in the box. The chain unfortunately did not accent this piece properly at all, the curved chain, so I used a more dainty chain. It's really up to you if you want to use the curved chain that came, but for me it was just, no, it looked better. It looks much better with the dainty chain. And then I just used my own lobster claw and 5mm jump rings to finish it off. Now we are going to get to the PDF tutorial. Okay, in this frame you can see that I've used the crackle agate beads and 11/0 seed beads. So I used 6 of my 11/0 seed beads. Now all of these 11/0 seed beads that I'm using here are galvanized silver, okay? And then I put on the crackle agate beads in between all that and created my little circle. And I went through one of the crackle agate beads, and then I started adding 3 11/0 seed beads in between each one of those, bypassing the first 11/0 seed bead. So do that all the way around. Here you can see I put a 10mm amethyst round bead inside. Please disregard that because I actually changed my mind. This is what it was going to actually start. This is what it was starting out to be, but I changed my mind as I was going through, so just ignore that. But anyway, go around, all the way around with your 3 seed beads, 11 seed beads, all the way around till you get back to where you started. The next step here, you can see I'm putting one 11 seed bead. I'm attaching one of the dragonfly charm by its loop, going around and coming back down through the 11 seed bead. And then I'm going through one 11 seed bead, a crackle bead, and 2 11 seed beads to the left or to the right, depending on how you work. And then you can see that I'm doing the same thing, and I'm adding all 6 dragonfly charms the exact same way. So you just add your 11 seed bead, you go through the loop in your dragonfly charm, you go back down through that 11 seed bead, and then through the next 11 seed bead, crackle agate bead, and 2 11 seed beads. So always working to your left or to your right, just depending on how you're working, but add all the charms all the way around. And when you get to the last charm, do the same thing. Go through the 11 seed bead, the crackle agate, and 2 of the 11 seed beads to be back at the very beginning charm that you added. And here I've just set out what it's going to look like. I haven't done anything extra. I've just set it out to where I want it to actually sit when it's done. So I've turned my work over, and you can see my thread is coming out of the 11 seed bead that's attached to the first dragonfly charm that I'm going to work with here. Now I've added 5 11 seed beads. I'm going to go through the first space in the charm, so you can see where my needle's going through. I'm adding the 6x4mm crystal rondelle, number 5 on your list, and 1 11 seed bead. As you can see in this frame here, I'm going to go back down, bypassing the 11 seed bead, back down through the crystal rondelle. Then in this frame here, you can see I've added 8 11 seed beads. I'm going to go through the next space in the next charm, just like I did the first one. You're going to add 1 of your crystal rondelles, 1 11 seed bead, and then go back down through the crystal rondelle, missing the 11 seed bead, back through the same space that you just came up through. And you do that all the way till you get to the last charm. So do the exact same thing. You add your 8 11 seed beads, you go through the little loop, you add your crystal 11 seed beads, go back around, bypassing the 11 seed bead through your crystal rondelle. Your thread should be sitting on this side, as you see in the frame here, of that space, ready for the next step. When you've at this point, you add 5 11 seed beads. You go through the next 3 seed beads, through your crackle agate, and then the next 3 seed beads until you're at the other side of the other charm, and then you begin again doing the exact same thing. Here I've turned around my work just to show you what it's supposed to look like on this side here. Just make sure all your beads are tight, tighten them, pull them tight as you go, as you make this. And then now I'm just sitting on this side of the first seed bead that's attached to the dragonfly pendant, and we're ready to do our veil. You're going to add 7 11 seed beads. You're going to add 1 of the small 3mm faceted rainbow fluorite, 3 11 seed beads, 1 of the 3mm beads, and then 7 of the 11 seed beads. And you're going to go back through that same crackle agate, as you can see, but go through the first 11 seed bead, then the crackle agate bead, and then 1 11 seed bead. Pull that tight. That's what your veil should look like so far. Now I'm going to make my way down again. What I'm doing is going down through my 5 11 seed beads, the 2 8s, the 2 sequence of 8s, and then the 5. And what that does as I'm going through the back is just tightens up the work a little bit. And now you're at the bottom, and I want you to be sitting on the second to last 11 seed bead before the crackle agate bead. And then you're going to add 10 of the 11 seed beads. You're going to bypass the 11 seed bead, crackle agate, and 1 11 seed bead to go through the next 4 11 seed beads. And what I want you to do is start making your way back up those seed beads that make up the back of the dragonfly charm. So go back all the way back up to the top veil through those seed beads around the charms, around the dragonfly charms. So with my work facing towards me, you can see that I am sitting 2 11 seeds beads back from the crackle agate bead to the left, and I'm going to go take my thread, go through the loop on the dragonfly pendant with the rhinestone. I'm going to take my thread and go back and go down one of the 11 seed beads close to that crackle agate. What I did was I did 2 loops around the dragonfly pendant loop, and then turned my work around and went through the first 4 11 seed beads close to that first charm on your right hand side. Then you're going to add 1 11 seed bead, 1 of the teardrop crystals, and 1 11 seed bead, and you're going to go up and go through the first 2 11 seed beads close to the little crystal, as you can see in this photo, through the crystal, through the 11 seed beads, the 3 11 seed beads, 1 of the crystals, and 2 of the 11s on the other side. And then when you get to the other side, do the exact same thing. Add 1 11 seed bead, 1 teardrop bead, and 1 11 seed bead, and then go down 4 11 seeds over, and then back down and finish off. For the drop pendant, I used my half round wire. I just cut a 3.5 inch piece, bent it in the middle, add my teardrop amethyst pendant and the dragonfly spacer bead, and then just made my loop at the top like I always do. Before I closed off the loop, I added it to the loop on the bottom, so 5 seed beads on either side of the wire. Twirled it around the loop and then just snipped it off and pressed it in, as you can see here. So now after I finished this pendant, what you can't see and what you're probably wondering is this pendant here, the dragonfly pendant's going to be moving around. He's not solid, and neither were these pendants here. So what I had to do to make everything a little more solid was using my E6000 glue. Now I don't use anything else except the E6000. This stuff is perfect for jewelry. This is meant for jewelry, and it holds everything in place wonderfully. So all I did was I took my glue and I just put a little dab of it between these 2 beads here. Just put a nice little glob of it in there, and then I just pressed him over and left him. And then under these 2 wings here, I just put another little dab, press them together, and then I just let them sit overnight. And honestly, nice and solid. This will not break apart, and it sits really nice on the stand. I think it turned out very beautiful, really unique. I really hope you guys try this because it's gorgeous. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope the tutorial was easy enough to follow for you. I would love to see if any of you try this pendant. I absolutely fell in love with this. It's so unique, and the pieces are just beautiful. I love dragonflies. Always love dragonflies. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you would like to, and also click that notification bell so you'll be notified of upcoming videos. Don't forget to go over and check my website, where I will be doing 1 or 2 emails per month just to keep you updated on what's happening with the channel and the videos and patterns or whatever else that I may be doing. Please always be inspired to inspire. And with that, you guys have a great day, and would love to see you back here for my next one. Bye.